Okay, good evening. Welcome to the Select Board meeting, August 18th, 2025. This open meeting of the Town of Auburn Select Board is being conducted both in person and remotely, consistent with Chapter 107 of the Acts of 2022, which suspends the requirement of the open meeting law to have all meetings in a publicly accessible physical location. Further, all members of public bodies are allowed to participate remotely as long as reasonable public access is afforded so that the public can follow along with the deliberations of the meeting. For the public to join the meeting remotely by telephone, 1-408-650-3123 and access code 235-235-861. Or the public can join via computer at global.gotomeeting.com, join 235-235-861. All supporting materials that have been provided to members of this body are available on the town's website. The public is encouraged to follow along using the posted agenda. Please note that this meeting is being recorded by the Auburn Cable Television. Is anyone else recording this meeting? Okay. So now, why don't we stand for the Pledge of Allegiance? I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all. Okay, so we don't have anyone signed up for public comments, do we? We do not. No, she'll just double check. All right, so public comments, we're all set. No one signed up right now. Community organizations, we don't have any information under that item. Presentations and public hearings, and departmental items and communications, we don't have any agenda items under those topics. So number 8, select board general items. Proclamation recognition, there aren't any. However, we have gift acceptances in accordance with Mass General Law, Chapter 44, Section 53A.
Okay, I didn't know if you wanted to read the actual ones. So I just want to, I'll make a motion to accept the gift of $50 for DPW Recreation and Culture from William O'Connor for summer camp donation.
Second.
Okay, we have a motion and a second. All in favor?
Aye.
Opposed? Okay.
Make a motion to accept the gift of $150 for DPW Recreation and Culture from Auburn Permanent Firefighters Association for summer camp donation.
Second.
Okay, we have a motion and a second. All in favor?
Aye.
Aye.
Opposed?
Make a motion to accept the gift of $250 for DPW Recreation and Culture from Central One Federal Credit Union for Auburn Recreation and Culture Summer Program.
Second.
All in favor?
Aye.
Aye.
Opposed?
Make a motion to accept the gift of $1,000 for DPW Recreation and Culture from Auburn Chamber of Commerce for August 28th Petty Larceny Concert in the Park, with a letter to be drafted with gratitude to be signed by the chair.
Second.
All in favor?
Aye.
Opposed?
Make a motion to accept the gift of $2,000 for DPW Recreation and Culture from Anderson Windows and Doors for 2 concerts in the park, with a letter to be drafted for your signature for gratitude.
Second.
All in favor?
Aye.
Opposed? Okay, our next item is item C. We're going to make a board vote on the drain layer license from Valente Backhoe Services LLC at 1 Temple Court, Shrewsbury, Mass. And this has already been vetted by the DPW. Do we have any questions?
I make a motion to approve the drain layer license from Valente Backhoe Service LLC at 1 Temple Court, Shrewsbury, Mass. 01545, provided that all applicable requirements of the state and town and any of its departments, boards, and commissions have been fulfilled. Said license is subject to all the conditions stated upon it. Failure to comply with any and all conditions shall validate the license and render it null and void.
Second.
Okay, we have a motion and a second. All in favor?
Aye.
Opposed? All right, next we're going to talk about the special town meeting that will, we want to set a date for the special town meeting of August 28th at 6 p.m. Okay, do I hear a motion?
Excuse me.
Excuse me, October 28th at 6 PM.
Can I just confirm, for the record, that we have consulted the town moderator as well as the town clerk for this date, and Auburn High School is available?
That is correct.
Thank you. So I'll make a motion to set town meeting, special town meeting for October 28th, 2025 at 6 PM.
Second.
Okay, we have a motion and a second. All in favor?
Aye.
Opposed? Okay, so we want to open the town meeting warrant on August 18th and close it on September 12th. So do I hear a motion?
Make a motion to open the warrant for the special town meeting, October 28th, 2025 special town meeting on August 18th, 2025 at 7 PM.
Second.
Okay, we have a motion and a second. All in favor?
Aye.
Aye.
Opposed? Okay.
For the next one, can I just confirm that we're scheduled to have one regular board meeting in September before this, and then a special one next week before this as well? I just want to make sure that we have at least 2 opportunities for if this board wants to submit a town meeting warrant before the closure.
That is correct. So the board is having a meeting next Monday, the 25th, and then another board meeting September 9th, is it? 8th? So there'll be 2 meetings.
Do I see we have meetings on 9/22 and 9/29? According to the schedule?
That is,
Okay,
that is correct.
all right.
Yeah, those are after after the warrant closes, though. I just want to make sure that we don't run into the issue that we did last time, where we had to reopen the warrant and for us to submit stuff.
Yep.
So I'll make a motion to close the October 28th, 2025 special town meeting warrant on September 12th, 2025 at 1 PM.
Second.
Okay, we have a motion. All in favor?
Aye.
Aye.
Aye. Opposed? Okay. All right, next on our agenda, we have to take a board vote so that we can petition the general court for a special act authorizing the town of Auburn to offer expanded senior property tax abatements in the following form approved at the May 6th, 2025 annual town meeting. That would be Article 30. We have to authorize the general court to make any revisions that are necessary or appropriate to form of such a bill. So any questions?
Not so much a question, just a statement. I just want to make sure that, so the way that I read the Mass General laws on this is that essentially, this is town meeting's jurisdiction, so they are the ones that vote the home rule petition, and the select board, we're compelled to send this forward. So this is more of a procedural vote. It's not that the select board gets a veto. If we decide not to send this, we're compelled to send this, whether we want to or not.
That is correct.
So I just want to make sure that we're not setting precedent for any future boards that might believe that they get a veto of town meeting. So I just want to put that in the official record. With that, I'll make a motion to approve the petition to general court for a special act authorizing the town of Auburn to offer expanded senior property tax abatements in the form approved at the May 6, 2025 annual town meeting, Article 30, and authorize the general court to make any revisions that are necessary or appropriate to form of such bill.
Second.
So we have a motion and a second. Any questions? All in favor?
Aye.
Opposed? And then item F, we're going to be looking at Article 31 from the annual town meeting. We're looking to petition the general court for a special act authorizing the town of Auburn to offer expanded small property tax abatements in the following form as approved at the May 6, 2025 annual town meeting, Article 31, and also authorize the general court to make any revisions that are necessary or appropriate to the form of such bill.
So I'll make a motion to approve the petition to the general court for a special act authorizing the town of Auburn to offer expanded small property tax abatements in the form approved at the May 6, 2025 annual town meeting, Article 31, and authorize the general court to make any revisions that are necessary or appropriate to the form of such bill.
Second.
Okay, any questions? So we have a motion and a second. All in favor?
Aye.
Opposed? Next, we need a motion to authorize the Select Board Chair to execute an employment contract with the town manager, subject to legal review. So this is something that we've negotiated. Could you please, do I hear a motion?
Can I just ask for clarification? So this is, I understand our town council, or our employment council
Right.
laid out a series of votes that had to be
Right.
taken. I just want to confirm that although we're authorizing you to execute an employment contract, that is subject to legal review, but also subject to the full board voting on said contract.
We'll do that at our next executive session. We'll be able to, we'll ratify the employment contract with the town manager.
Right, but I'm just, this doesn't put that condition in there. This, to me, reads as we're authorizing you to execute it, subject to legal review, but not necessarily a requirement that the board as a whole also votes.
Well, does execute mean put it into place, or does ratify, or do we have to also ratify it to put it into place?
That's the question I'm asking.
So I think execution means that it's been signed and ratified. So I feel there is a discrepancy there. I think the intent here was always to have Labor Council look at it. We have a tentative agreement. They'll have to come back with their legalese, and then the board would have to approve of that. I think as far as the terms of the contract, I think the board is already aware of the understandings from other executive sessions. So any changes at this point to be made would need employment count.
No, I understand all that. My point is that this vote essentially gives the chair the right to sign the contract. And although we have discussed the terms and the law is reviewing it, the board as a whole has not voted to ratify the contract yet.
So if an amendment was made and not execute, but authorize the board to,
I would just add, subject to legal review and ratification by the board, if that's acceptable.
That sounds good.
So I'll make a motion to authorize the chair of the select board to execute an employment contract with the town manager, subject to legal review and a vote to ratify by the board.
second.
All right, so we have a motion and a second. All in favor?
Aye.
Opposed? So that passes. All right, our next motion, Lundgren Equity Partners LLC trustee address needs to be changed. And Ginger, our town clerk, has given us this information. They want to change their address from the original address in St. Mark Street to 163 Washington Street in Auburn. Do I hear a motion?
I'll make a motion to accept the change of address for Lundgren Equity Partners LLC trustees gas registration from the original location at 17 Mark Street, Auburn, Mass. 01501 to the changed location at 163 Washington Street, Auburn, Mass. 01501.
Second.
Okay, so we have a motion and a second. Any questions? All in favor?
Aye.
Opposed? No. All right. So now we're in section number 9, town manager items. So the first item is informational communication regarding Camp Gleason.
Thank you. I would like to call up the Assistant DPW Director, Nicholas Schwartz, to give us an update.
Thank you, Dory.
Problem?
Good evening. Nick Schwartz, DPW. So I am here to give you an update on the Camp Gleason building renovation project. I believe the last time the board has gotten a formal update on this was in May, so thank you for the opportunity to give a new update. So what I'm going to do is go through what's been done since that last update, what we've got left, and sort of just where we generally stand. And then, if any questions, happy to do my best to field those. So where do we stand now? Completed to date on the interior. So all the interior finishing has been completed, including trim, doors, painting, flooring. Building looks fantastic. Our staff's done a great job. All the kitchen cabinets, counters, and all the kitchen equipment is in place, including a grease trap. Bathroom and plumbing is all in and functional. All the electrical is installed and functional. To be completed on the interior, the final sound and communication wiring was completed today, I believe. And we just need to purchase some furniture, the chairs, and some carpeting for sound dampening. So we're hoping to get that within the next 2 weeks or so. At that point, the building will be ready to start being used for meetings or whatever the town so chooses. We do still need the occupancy, but we're expecting to get that by then as well. As far as the exterior, so completed since the last update, all the exterior finishes, trim, siding, all the windows and doors are completed. There's a new sewer service, and the existing sewer pump station was repaired, and there was an exterior oil tank that was removed. So to be completed on the exterior of the building, we have ADA compliant wooden ramp that's being completed this week. Expected to be done by the end of the week, beginning of next week at the latest, barring any unforeseen issues. Removing and repairing the retaining walls and steps. So that's something that we had looked at doing internally, but looking at some of the potential impacts of that, we decided it'd be better to consult with an expert. So we're working with a consultant on that. We're expecting a design within the next 2 weeks, and then we'll be able to complete the repair of those. They're not necessary for the function of the building, but it's on the exterior. The driveway and drainage, as well as a final concrete ramp to the front of the building, are going to be done by our contractor who's doing the road repaving, PJ Albert. So we're waiting for, we don't have a schedule yet to get the driveway completed. I believe we were waiting to see where the budget stood after the roads were repaved, and I believe there were some municipal lots that needed to be paved, so we needed to make sure that those sort of higher priority things were done first before this parking lot was done. It could be used, it's just, a little ugly. So the expectation is that the driveway repaving and then the drainage improvements would probably happen together, likely early next year, and the concrete ramp to the front door, which isn't necessary for ADA compliance, would be done at that same time, so it wouldn't get damaged when the other work was being done. So all that being said, the building should be able to be utilized once the furnishings are in, and we have the occupancy, which is just contingent on the ramp being built this week. We're expecting early September we can start using the building. The budget currently, we're under budget on construction. We had some contingency built into the last estimate because there were a lot of unknowns, especially with that underground oil tank, which turned out to be without incident. So right now, there's $121,000 that is not yet encumbered on the building. I am expecting, and I'd have to consult with the team on this, but that would probably be where any cost for the retaining wall and the furnishings or any miscellaneous loose ends were to come from. The paving and the stormwater will come out of our operating budget for those municipal lots and drainage. So that's where we stand. Happy to try to answer any questions if there are any at this point.
Thank you. I appreciate it. I mean, it's been a while since we've been able to use it, so coming here and providing updates is crucial for us as well as the residents of the town. It's certainly taken a lot longer than we expected, but it's not because you haven't put the effort in. So the hard work is finally coming to a point where we can use it, and it should be an asset for the town. So thank you.
Yeah, I just wanted to, echo Mr. Chambers and say thank you for all the hard work DPW has put into this. I look forward to getting as does the community, to being able to reuse this building. And on that note, I'd like to ask the administration, do we plan to do sort of a opening kickoff where we welcome the community in so that they can see the brand-new building and see all the work that our employees were able to get done and see the new space?
Yes, I do plan on doing something in the fall.
Thank you.
That's great. No, it's great. Thanks for the update. It's pretty thorough. How would an organization in town go about asking to use the building?
Well, at this point, we are going to use it for meetings for the town.
Yep.
For recreation programs for children. And I am talking to our current recreation director about possibly using it for additional rec programs outside the summer months, on like the winter break and vacation breaks. And I'm also working with the superintendent on that, because there's some concerns, but we are looking to use that building. We need the meeting space. Once we work the kinks out, then we'll develop a permitting process that can be used for the public if they want to use the space.
Okay.
So it'll take a little bit of time, but I want to make sure that everything is in the building the way it's supposed to be and everything's working. But it looks beautiful, so I look forward to having you come down.
Great, thank you. Thank you.
Thank you.
Thanks, Nick.
Thank you.
All right, under Section 9, Item B, information and communication regarding the DLS audit, Division of Local Services audit.
Thank you so much. This was a topic of conversation quite a bit a few months ago, and I just wanted to give you an update. We have done outreach, my office did outreach to DLS, I would say right after it was voted back in June, and the fiscal management review is anticipated to commence in late fall. We're in a queue right now, and the queue is about 3 to 4 months long, so they will contact us when we reach our time in the queue. In regards to financial policies assessment, when we spoke to them about that, their interpretation and what they do is a little bit different than the financial management review. And what they do is they wait till they have 4 or 5 communities that request a financial policy assessment, and then they contact these communities, and they have a meeting with the town accountants and the chief financial officers and the town managers in these communities that have workshops, and they'll hold a workshop regarding best practices, where the attendees and their communities can share this information and establish policies on their own. We are currently on the list for one of those workshops. The financial analysis will be done as part of the fiscal review in the fall. And the IT piece was a little bit tricky in that DLS said that they're not IT specialists. They do touch on IT by inviting the IT unit to come along on an audit, but they don't take a deep dive into the town's IT needs. We contacted Susan Noyes. She's the director of the Office of Municipal and School Technology for the Commonwealth. She provides grant funding and tech support for cities and towns. And they recommended we call her to see if she does anything like that. We've done that. We've left a message, and we're hoping to hear back from her soon.
Okay, thank you. Any questions?
No, no questions. I just wanted to, thank you for following up on this. Obviously,
Yep.
this was a hot button issue a couple months ago, and I think, this board committed to, as well as yourself as town manager, committed to going through and making sure that our financial management analysis and policies were all, up to snuff and following best practices. So thank you.
Okay. Continuing, Section 9, Item C, informational communication regarding the rocket at Goddard Park.
So I don't know if you've seen, most of you probably have, but the rocket came down on Friday. It was determined, just for the public's information, because I know we discussed this at this forum in the past, that the rocket was unsafe. It was deteriorating on the outside and the inside. We are doing construction at that park, and it was deemed we weren't able to keep it up. We're not able to maintain it. The inside of the rocket is still as it was when it was being used. So the whole electronic system is still in the rocket. It's also, which we didn't realize it till, I think we had an idea, we just didn't know how heavy it was till we tried to move it, is the bottom of the base of the rocket had about 13,000 pounds of cement. So when Amarillo went to move it, to bring it to the Ecotarium where it is now, they ran into an issue with the crane. The crane just couldn't lift that much. So they brought in another crane. It was lifted. It was removed. It did take a little bit. It cracked a little, which we anticipated because of the deterioration. We expected it actually to be worse. When I spoke to Noreen from the Ecotarium, they're very excited to have this in their planet exhibition. And what they like to do is basically lay it out and have a big hole cut so that visitors can see the inside of the real mechanics and the inside of a rocket. So we are, as much as it's difficult to lose, something that was so important to the town of Auburn for so many years, we are so happy that it's being used for educational purposes and that the park is safe. But it was, we expected it actually to be tomorrow versus last Friday, and I think just the, Amarillo setting up the crane and when the crane could get here, it came in earlier. So I was there on Friday morning around 11. I don't believe it came down till Friday night around 8, maybe?
Yeah, about 7:30 or 8, I was watching it.
Yeah.
It is still there, too.
Oh, is it still there?
It's still there, laying on the ground. So I'm assuming they're trying to figure out the best way to get straps or whatever underneath it and lift it up onto the flatbed.
Yeah, they'll use the crane. They had a flatbed there when I was there all day, so I'm not sure if it was just because it was the end of the day or not. I was under the impression it was moved, so that's good, thank you.
They lifted it up, and then when the crane started to tilt it horizontally, that's when it kind of just...
To lay it down on the
To
ground.
lay it down
Yeah.
on the flatbed, it kind of cracked.
Yeah.
So it's very heavy. But we're very happy that the Ecotarium wants it, and they're paying for the cost of moving the whole thing, too, which is great. Yeah.
Yes.
It was going to cost an awful lot of money to do any sort of repairs on it to keep it there. Any questions? Okay, continuing, item 9, town manager items. Let's look at review and possible board vote of RFQ for legal services for the town of Auburn.
Thank you. Back in, I believe it was July of this year, that the Board of Selectmen had asked me to put together an RFQ for town council. I have put a draft RFQ together for your review, and once approved, if you get a chance to review it, then I will send it out. I'm hoping to have a response in the next few months, and basically this would be replacing or keeping, depending on how the results are, our current legal counsel for employment and general legal counsel.
Well, I'm going to ask that we hold off on a vote until we have the full board, just in case there are other comments. I don't have comments on this particular thing. I don't know if anyone else does, but also want to be respectful of who's not present, just if there is anything.
I just have one comment. In terms of the document, I mean, it was very well prepared. The only thing is on the top of page 4, it says the town's budget for legal expenses for FY '25. I wondered if that was supposed to be FY '26.
It is, thank you.
That's all I have. The only thing, out of respect for Mr. Carpenter, I agree on holding it. However, given the tight timeline that this contract is supposed to start November 1st, and we need time to review it, I would ask that it be placed on the agenda for next Monday's meeting, with the hopes that we can vote it then.
Right, and I have a question. Are we looking at, right now we have a general legal counsel, and then we also have a labor counsel. Does this RFQ cover both of those?
So the way it's written in the RFQ is we could have one law firm that may have both types of attorneys working
Yep.
for that law firm, in addition to other attorneys that may have specialists in like specialty in 40B or land use, we might find that.
Yep.
Also, in my prior jobs, I have always had 2 separate attorneys, one for employment, one for general. So whether we get, the way it's written is we could have either. You will have the opportunity to look at either option, depending on how the RFQ comes in.
Okay. Thank you. All right, any other questions? Okay, continuing, we're in section 9, town manager items. Now we're looking at information and communication regarding the pre-special town meeting.
Yeah, so this is part of the meeting schedule that we had discussed already, and the board has voted on, in order to provide town meeting members with an opportunity to review and ask questions about the warrant articles. I have scheduled a pre-town meeting for Tuesday, October 21st, 2025, with a time to be determined. I want to see what we did last time. I know it needs to be early enough for people who don't want to stay out late, but late enough so people can get home from work.
Great.
So I'm assuming between 6 and 6:30, so I'll check on a time. But we will have it on Tuesday, October 21st, right here in the Board of Selectmen room.
I heard a lot of positive feedback about that meeting last, before the annual town meeting.
Oh, great.
That pre-town meeting. Any questions? Okay, so now we're continuing town manager items. Now we're on F, request to designate town employee as a special municipal employee.
Yes, thank you. So if we have an employee that works in a particular department and they end up for some reason going to work in another department and are paid by the town from two different areas, two different departments, they need to be designated a special town employee. In this case, our new golf course manager she's been on the job probably for about a month, a little less than a month. She has now joined, or is looking to join, the school department as the junior varsity field hockey coach. The two positions will not interfere with each other. Her schedule is fluid, and she's able to have proper coverage at the golf course when she does the varsity hockey team. And it also gives her the opportunity of maybe picking up some hours at the golf course on a weekend that she wouldn't normally. So it makes it just a little bit more flexible, but I recommend the board approval to do this.
And is this something that, do we have other employees that are also designated as special employees for this reason?
Yes, we have several, in particular, snowplow operators.
Okay. Any questions? Do we need to vote?
Yes, you do.
Okay.
So I'll make a motion to approve the employee Athena Como from the DPW Highway Packagug Golf Course, an exemption of her interest in their existing town employment contract from the provisions of Section 20 of Chapter 268A of the Massachusetts General Laws.
Second. All right, we have a motion and a second. Any questions? All in favor?
Aye.
Opposed? All right. All right, so that's it for the town manager items. Now we're going to look at tabled items. We have minutes from April 14th, 2025, April 18th, 2025, and May 12th, 2025.
I'll make a motion to approve the three sets of minutes as provided by staff.
Can you just put the dates?
The April 14th, 2025, April 28th, 2025, May 12th, 2025.
I'll second. We have a motion and a second to accept those minutes. All in favor? Aye. Opposed? Okay, and we don't have any member items, public comments, we don't have any public comments. Now let's look at minutes from May 14th, May 22nd, May 27th, and June 9th. Does anyone have any questions about those minutes? Any concerns? Do I hear a motion?
Steve, you all set? Yeah, I'll make a motion to accept the minutes for May 14th, 2025, May 22nd, 2025, May 27th, 2025, and June 9th, 2025, as presented by town staff.
Second. Okay, so we have a motion and a second. All in favor?
Aye.
Aye. Opposed? So those are accepted as read or provided. All right, so our next meeting is in 1 week. Then we have a meeting, that would be the August 25th. The next meeting is September 8th, Monday night, and then September 22nd and September 29th. Does anyone have any other questions?
I'll make a motion to adjourn.
Second. All in favor?
Aye.
Opposed?